Insurance isn't about death, it's about life. The life you are living right now, and the life the people you love will have should something happens to you. Therefore, the main problem in UK finance isn't the lack of insurance, but the illusion of protection, of which I call the protection blind spot, because that is the gap that we are actually unable to close. I have had the opportunity to sit with families who thought everything was sorted. They paid their premiums. They trusted the policy. They believed they were covered. But when life changed, the policy did not change. And so when you realize that the policy you thought could protect you will not protect you should the unforeseen happen, that is where everything breaks. And trust me, it is avoidable. Let's talk about what suitability really means. Insurance suitability isn't about having a policy. It is about having the right policy for your real life. And for the context of this, the emphasis is your real life. And that is the illusion protection I actually explained earlier. I'm not talking about the life you had years ago, not the life you imagine. I'm talking about the life you are living today. I'm talking about your responsibilities. I'm talking about your income. And I'm talking about your family, your future. That is suitability. Protection isn't about fear. It's about preparation and making sure life can continue even when you can't. But what happens is a lot of people settle for the cheapest insurance without even understanding what it covers. They settle for the workplace insurance and they assume it is enough. But that is not what insurance is, because then you are planning for the worst. And if you think insurance is when you are gone or when you do not exist anymore, no. You should be able to have continuity of life when you are unable to still attend the 9 to 5. When life unforeseen circumstances hit you, how are you protected? This is what needs to be factored in the insurance. And so it is about when you are living your real life and when you are not living the loved ones you leave behind. Let's talk about some real UK examples, and the first one is life insurance without income protection. So you protect your family when you die, but not when you fall sick. One sickness is more likely. One accident, one illness, the income stop, the mortgage is unable to be paid, food provision, and all of that. That is a suitability problem. And so if you think life insurance is about when you are gone, no, this is an example of a reality hit. A policy can say critical illness, but the definition determines the payout. Therefore, you can be diagnosed with cancer, but if it is not at the right stage, the policy may not pay out. Therefore, you are not protected. So you think you have critical illness, life insurance, critical illness in addition, but you are not protected. Why? It is written in a little hidden script in the terms and conditions. So yes, you do have the insurance in place. But is it what is actually happening in your life? Because should life happen to you, by the definition, it will not pay out. So the problem is, are we assessing the right insurance policy? Or we are going for affordability? Number 3 is decreasing term when you need a level term. Now, this is what it means. Decreasing term is cheaper, but cheaper does not mean suitability. If you have got kids, if you rent, if you want to leave money behind, you need a level term. Your family needs stability and not a shrinking payout. And so if you have watched this video to this level, go back to your insurance policy and assess the kind of policy you have committed yourself to. Number 4 is relying on employer cover. Your employer gives you a life cover. Great. But what happens when you leave? It does not leave with you. But insurance cover shouldn't halt because you have moved. A life cover should move with you in turn. And so if you have a life cover from your workplace, Find out once again. Should you move on? Will it move with you or it stays? Number 5 is policies with the wrong ownership. A payout stuck in probate isn't protection, it is delay. And suitability isn't the policy. It should be the structure. So what structure do we have? Do we have the structure that actually delays when payout needs to take place? These are some of the things you want to consider. Now, let me talk about why suitability actually matters. Suitability is the difference between a payout and a rejection, peace and panic, stability and chaos, and finally, protection and exposure. The FCA regulates the product. And if you go on YAT Finance, I actually have a video on the gap in the FCA. So in the FCA protection, there is a gap. And the one person who controls that gap is yourself. The FCA does not manage that gap. They do not have the right because your reality sits with you. And so please spend another 8 minutes after this video and watch this and know the gap that you actually need to occupy and bridge. And it's the same with this. God doesn't just call us to believe. He calls us to prepare. So if you read Proverbs, the Bible says a wise person sees danger and takes refuge. That is protection. That is stewardship. That is covering your household. Once again, protection isn't fear. It is love in a financial form. So if you think you're protecting yourself because you are scared, no, do not be scared. It is a form of love, but it embraces yourself and it clinches itself in a financial form. I hope I'm making sense with that, am I? I have said quite a lot, and by now you are asking yourself, so what should we do? Now I'm going to give you 3 things that you should be doing. Remember, protection isn't about the policy, but it is about the people. And if it is about the people, then it's about the reality. If it's about should the next thing happens, it's about how about if A happens? How about if B happens? How about if nothing actually happens? That is what protection is. And that is something you can assess. And so, number 1, I need you to assess the current protection that you have. Do this in all honesty and ask yourself, if life changed tomorrow, would this actually protect us? If the answer is no, then that is the starting point. And once again, I keep saying, when it comes to financial decision, when it comes to insurance, we are not emotional. We need to ensure that we are putting the right structures in place. Just so whilst we are alive or when we are gone, there is still functionality. Why? There is a structure to match your cover to your real life. I'm talking about your income, your responsibilities, your family, your future. And the reason why I've emphasized on this is because your protection must match all of these. This is your reality. And if the protection does not match your reality, then we need to have a little bit of revision to the protection. Let's see what the policy says. How will it match current, the future, our income, our responsibility, our family? This is how you assess it. Number 3, I need you to fix the gap before life exposes them. What am I actually talking about? Life doesn't send warnings, it sends movement. Preparation is therefore your protection. Once again, protection isn't about fear. It's about your life. It's about those who depend on you. It's about your responsibility. It's about those you surround yourself with. And so we want to ensure that there is nothing like FEAR. There's no fear when it comes to protection. The fact that I am taking that policy does not mean I want to die or something may happen to me. A lot of times what I see is couples do not want to have these conversations. I don't know what they are shy about, whether they think when they talk about insurance, then somebody wants the other partner death or not. No. And if you are single, be honest with yourself. No one knows tomorrow. We can't tell what the future brings to us. And so insurance should cover now and the future should anything happen to you. This is YAT Finance. Everything I talk when it comes to money is practical. And so I actually give you what actually works. If you haven't subscribed to this platform, please consider doing so. And once again, please get educated when it comes to finance. Informally or formally. Spend an hour or 2 on YAT Finance platform, and get educated. Because there's no point of you staying through all of this and still not being educated. This is YAT Finance. I can't wait to see you at the top. God richly bless you, and I'll see you in the next.